Hello and welcome to the egg opening from 4 Rituals to Change Your Life. And we started the project in 2021. We started on spring equinox, putting an intention into an egg, sealing that egg and putting it somewhere else that it would be sort of brewing our magic. And then through the course of the next seasons, we did a summer solstice elixir making, we did an autumnal equinox and a winter solstice spell where we did rich sensory immersion in the manifestation of what we wanted to accomplish, and where we did a kind of deep dive into looking at what some of our stumbling blocks and obstacles were. And I have to admit, I thought that we were going to open our eggs a year ago at the spring equinox in 2022. And then as the time approached, it didn't feel right. And then folks asked me about it, sent me notes. Hey, are we ever going to do that? It did not feel right. And then I waited a little longer with thinking maybe it would feel better. Nope. I just kept listening and listening and listening. And then I was thinking about doing it for this spring equinox. And the other day, somebody asked me about it. And I was like, you know what? We're going to do it for Imbolc. It's perfect. So here we are. We've had an extra year of just brewing on it. And I think, in terms of the overall effect, it's just felt like it needed the time. And whenever I have that kind of inner sort of sense, I just trust it. So I've just trusted it. And here we are. And I'm so excited for us to open our eggs. But what I wanted us to do was to first just do a little guided visualization to get ready for the opening of these eggs. And in this visualization, I'm going to just explain drop in little vivid details about how we can greet the next phase of this process, this final revelation in the process. So go ahead and begin by just holding space for the highest good to come of all our collective intentions, the intentions that we set in spring equinox of 2021, that they'd somehow be of benefit to all beings. And that as we reflect upon the ways in which our visions manifested, or even the ways in which our visions didn't manifest, that we can trust the process of what has come to be this moment, why we're here now, what wisdom there is to glean, and ultimately dedicate our knowledge for the benefit of all. So just take a moment to begin breathing naturally and kind of wiggle around and get comfortable either in your seat or wherever you are, relaxing the muscles of your body, relaxing the back of your neck, relaxing the muscles in your chest, your arms and shoulders, your legs and your feet, relaxing the muscles in your face, relaxing your tongue and allowing it to just come to rest in your mouth, relaxing your eyelids. No tension. And begin to just breathe easily, naturally. Nothing special. Just being natural humans. And hold the vision in your mind of this egg. What it contains. Right now, This egg is holding both the past, all three actually, the past, the present, and the future. It is your voice from the past creating intention. It is the wisdom of what you've learned on the journey that brings you to this moment. And it's the changes that you're going to bring forth from reflection upon the past and the present in the future. Your egg contains within it a wish and a hope, an experience and a knowing, a critical eye and an uplifted heart. If we open these eggs and what we find is that our vision manifested exactly, we can celebrate the accuracy of the vision, even as we might hold wistfulness for there to have been more mystery along the way. If we open these eggs and what we find is something that worked out mostly and parts of it didn't, we can analyze those parts of the intention against what we know now, and hopefully, maybe, see where the energetic current flowed instead of flowing toward the original vision, and perhaps even glean why that may have happened. And in these moments, as we open our eggs, we also can hold a space for the things that did not come to pass the way that we hoped or wanted them to, without any upset or shame, without any sense of unhappiness, but instead with gratitude for being diverted in the right direction that has brought you here. Because the only reason that things don't work out ultimately the way we want them to is because there's either an interference, which is a teacher, or a different outcome that needs to happen, which is a different kind of teacher. So being with the teachers of all possibility in this moment, as we maybe remember some of what we said when we created these intentions, and some of it may be lost to the mists of time. Is it possible that the greater distance we get from the pointed, sharp edge of an original vision, the softer and gentler it becomes, the more lasting and durable the change is? Let's allow the possibility that transformation is happening for each of us in unique and correct ways. Let's be prepared to be grateful to the selves we were when we set these intentions in early 2021. Let's be grateful for the selves we are being here now, reading, looking, studying, reflecting. And let's be grateful to the selves of the future who will act on the information we have gleaned and the journey we've taken since the beginning of this series. With gratitude and whole hearts, may we crack the shells and reveal the mysteries, particularly the mystery of self-knowledge. Taking deep breaths in and out, slowly allow movement to come into your body and find the egg and gently crack it open. One strand of my hair stuck into the wax as a seal. So I'm going to share my intention. This is the process by which I learn to trust myself and my shine again. Through self-care, losing weight, hiring a publicist, and honoring my glow up. And I have done almost all of those things. I've practiced better self-care. I've lost some weight, not as much as I'd hoped, but some. I've honored my glow up. I've trusted that, but I didn't hire a publicist. And I'll tell you why. About a month and a half, maybe 2 months after I set this intention, a trusted friend said to me, if you try to get somebody else to communicate as you, to do publicity, it won't be you. And you are what we want. And so I didn't. I trusted that wisdom and I didn't. And I'm glad I didn't. And my path has unfolded so much in terms of getting to know more about my human design type and why that wouldn't be a good strategy for me after all. And I've worked a little bit on dialing up my own computer skills. So that's me. That's my reflection. And I'm curious if anybody else cares to share your reflection. Anybody open to sharing? You can type in the comments or you can wave. Yeah, go ahead, Linda.
Okay, so it's interesting because I did not do the egg thing with you guys. I did an egg thing myself a while ago. So it's kind of cool that this has happened like this because I didn't know what was going to happen tonight. So this is my egg. It's a little wooden egg. And it had an intention, and that was actually pretty much, lose weight and get healthy and be stronger. So I've kind of accomplished that. I have lost weight. I am a lot stronger than I was. And I was able to do a lot of those things in Glastonbury that I didn't think I was going to be able to do.
We
and
hiked the tour.
I know, exactly. So yeah, I feel pretty good about that. And it was a very simple one. And it was in its own little nest and everything. So
I love
I'm
it.
glad
You
that this
literally
happened.
did the similar spell, but just at a different time. And now we're here doing this. That's so great.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing that. And anybody else want to maybe share a little bit about yours? Give a little wave, or you can type it into the comments and I'll read it aloud. Okay, hi Wolf, come on in.
Hi guys. So I didn't do the egg with you. I just right now that we were doing the meditation, I do visualize a lot in my meditations, and I saw my egg, but my egg just kind of just I seriously cracked an egg like in my visualization that when we were relaxing. And well, what I see is back in 2021, I was super taken with this person whom I was with for a very long time, whom I saw too in this visualization, and it was just like saying, and I saw it right before you said that it was being grateful for being taken off the path that is not our path, and I was just like, yeah, if it's not meant to be, it's just not. And the other one was I was it was a very rough year, 2021. I just come back home. I live in a mega city of 23 million people, so COVID was super harsh here, and we were in a very, very like real lockdown. It wasn't a crime to go outside or anything, but it was regulated. Everybody was scared. I lost some family to COVID, and well, it was a time of great fear and great anxiety. So I wished for myself back then to balance myself out, to be able to balance myself out, to find the ground, to be able to not go back, because I am no longer into going back. I am all about going forward. Like if I in that forward find the things that made me happy again, and they make me happy now, awesome. And if they don't, they just don't. So I'm like, I was wishing for that process, and it has come to fruition. Also, what I shared with you, Princess Shashay, like in 2021, I was like, I was like, oh my God, how am I gonna get out of it alive out of this, all of this stuff? It was very heavy. And employed, alive and employed. And I did. So that was also like very, very cool. And that's what I saw. And I don't know if it means anything, but when I cracked, I don't know why, but I saw, you must have seen this suggestion, how they clean the egg. I don't do that, but when I cracked it open, it had like a half moon in purple, like in the yellow part of it. It had like a half moon. I was just like, I was like, okay. And then we came out of the meditation, and suppose that's my egg.
Well, sometimes when you do that kind of an egg cleanse and you get like an embryo in the yolk or a little like spot like that, what you would do is you would do another cleanse, because it means that there's something that is kind of like stuck to you. It could be just like an energy, a trauma, etc. So it makes me think, gosh, even though you don't do it, maybe it's time to do it. You could try.
No, I mean, I would do it. The thing is, I cleanse once I have permission. You need to have like permission from your guardians to do certain cleanses. I can perform some, but this one in particular, I haven't seen that I can do it yet. I don't know if I will, but if it happens, sure, I'll do it.
Yeah. And in the meantime, doing whatever you can, because you want to get that released, that, which might just be that hardship of 2021. That's like time to say, okay, yes, I loved what you said about going forward, not going back, going forward. So thank you for sharing that, Wolf.
There's a good saying for that in Spanish. Pa atrás, ni pa agarrar vuelo. There.
Thank you. Thank you. I am curious if anyone else would like to share about what emerged as you opened your egg. And if you don't want to, no pressure. But if you want to, I'm here for it. I'm curious. Yeah, go ahead, Caragwen.
It's funny. It's just like, oh, should I say it? Should I not? So I went and I don't know what I did with the inside of my egg. And so that's very interesting to me, because it kind of gives me a new slate. And I'm really excited about it. And tonight, for Imbolg, I have another egg, and I wrote down like, what I'd like to manifest for this next year, and I put it inside that egg, so creating something new. So it was very interesting that when I logged on, I had no idea that we were going to go to the original egg that was 2 years ago.
Yes.
And yeah, and when I walked over there, it's like my paper was gone. It's not in there. I have no idea what I did with it. I remember doing something with it, but I have no idea. So it's kind of nice. I have this like clean slate, and
Yes.
yeah.
I
So
wonder
just wanted
if
to
the
I
other,
wanted to share that.
if the original intention was to have a clean slate and to have a fresh start with something. That's what it makes
I
me think,
know.
that it like gave it to you in a very physical way. Yeah, Linda says that's
Absolutely.
kind of cool, actually. It could have disappeared into the ethers too.
Yeah, no, exactly. So I feel really jazzed about that. One thing that I am trying to, there's some not complications, but I had, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be here in my home, because my landlord's very old and she keeps going into the hospital because she has a bad ticker. So it's like, this last time it really made me sit there and like ground myself, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to rent again. And I need to consider my dad, he's living here too. So I started looking at buying like apartments. And so it's just like, I have a feeling that that old egg had, when I was going to buy the rental property up in, purchase an investment property up in Dunsmuir.
Mhm.
And so it's like, I'm almost positive that that was what was in that egg 2 years ago. And so it's interesting that it's like all this is kind of like come to fruition, and right on the verge of when I'm starting to really feel grounded inside myself to actually like purchase something here in the Bay Area.
Mhm.
So it's
It sounds
interesting.
like it's such an interesting time for you to like reflect on that nature of home.
Right. Yes. And yeah, fear's a big motivator. It makes you get out there and do things that you're not comfortable with. So it's just like, so that's why it's like, I'm like, I'm not going to be afraid anymore. I'm just going to take care of it.
Mhm.
I'm not going to be afraid.
Yeah. I mean, the reality is, if things have shifted to the point where it's possible for you to consider whatever you want, that's then
Right.
the highest goal, right?
Right.
That maybe at the time you had like a vision of what you wanted, but now maybe there's something else emerging that feels
Yeah.
like it's closer to your spirit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So thank you for listening. And ladies, I wish I could stay longer, but I have another meeting at 7:30 that I have to go to.
No
But thank you so
problem.
much for listening and holding me. And I just feel so supported. And what a blessing to be able to spend, Imbolg with the 7 of you. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Care. Bye now.
Okay.
Happy
Bye.
meeting. Bye.
Thank you.
All right. And any other shares before we close? We have time for maybe one more if anyone cares to share.
Well, mine, it was pretty vague, which is probably a good thing. And actually what it's led to is daily practice now. And I don't think I would be at this spot without starting the egg when we did.
Mm.
So, and the extra year was a lot of, I don't know how to, I think I gained a lot of, not knowledge, but insight, did a lot of study. And like I said, and a lot of internal work. And like I said, it's all led to a daily practice.
Mm.
So,
That's really powerful.
yeah, it is. Yeah.
And,
So,
and I mean, daily practice is it is like a game changer in one's life in a huge
yes,
way, isn't it?
Yes, it really is. It really is. It's yeah. And so thank you for doing this program. It's been a real blessing.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing. And
Uh-huh.
to everybody who came and did this, I just want to say, like, this has been a total joy to cheer you on, to see what you did, where it went, where it led you. And now you have the formula in the group on Facebook and in the Goddess Temple app. I'll share the link to our ceremonies from this whole year, as well as some of the inspiring songs that some of you sent in that make it a nice round playlist full of like great great inspiring get up and go music. And what we're going to do is, in the future, if you ever want to do it again, you've got those videos, you can go just follow the steps yourself and see where it takes you, because the path of manifestation is as much about giving it time to work in the right way and space in which to grow, as it is about the work that we put in. And together, our work and the workings of the universe make reality. So I'm really glad we got a chance to do this all together. Thank you to everybody who participated, watching now or watching later. And we will see each other around in some of the other videos that I do online, Guanyin practice, in the Mount Shasta Goddess Temple, our Black Madonna ceremonies, and all the things that we offer. And it's been very fun to do this with you. Much love and have a great night, and blessed Imbolc.